Hello and welcome to the first FIFA World Cup post-match analysis session. Today we are starting with Qatar's surprising draw against Switzerland. We are going to use the tracking data provided by Skill Corner, and as you can see on the right side, we have the coordinates of all the players and the ball 10 frames per second. In this case, this is the moment Qatar scored the equalizer and provided a shock here in Switzerland. We applied the method described in my PhD thesis to understand whether the formation suggested by FIFA on their website for each team is correct or not. For Qatar, they have suggested 4-2-3-1, and for Switzerland, we have seen 4-3-3. We are going to, let's say, infer the momentary tactical positions of 10 outfield players of each team separately, where we, let's say, report these positions with the vertical and horizontal colors that we assign. The vertical colors we have are from dark blue to dark red. Backline, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, and front line. And for horizontal colors, we have dark brown to dark green for the left central, right central, and right channel. For example, a player who has been labeled to be the right center back in this moment, he is basically reported to be in this position because of dark blue color for the vertical level, that translates to the back line, and light green color for the horizontal level, so that translates to the right central, and the combination of light green and dark blue tells us he was the right center back. So we can use these colors that we infer and visualize the time series of players' tactical position in relation to their teammates. For example, number 13 for Qatar, he started as a right back, clearly because he was in the dark blue in the vertical alignment and the dark green for the horizontal alignment. And he continued in this position until the first gap. And this is the moment Qatar makes the substitution, and the dot inside it means that the number 13 was the player who was taken out, and number 12 comes in as a replacement. And you can clearly see that number 12 was not continuing in the right back position. He was mainly playing in the defensive midfield and midfield level, and with the, let's say, preference to be on the left central channel. So we can say that left defensive midfield and left central midfield were the positions that number 12 was operating from. Then there is another gap in this time series. This is the moment Qatar makes another substitutions, and you can see that number 12, before and after that, he is still more or less in the same position. And even after the final substitution for Qatar, he continues in the same position as he started. So what we can do, we can stack all the time series for Qatar's players, the starting players on the left, and the potential substitutions on the right, and try to see what was the overall formation that they played in this match. As you can see, we have the 5x5 coloring scheme on the top left for your reference. Starting with the backline players, number 13 was the right back, number 12 was the right center back, number 16 was the left center back, and number 14 was the left back. And we can understand these positions based on the vertical and horizontal colors that we have inferred for them, at least until the end of the first half. So they started the match with a back four. And number 4 was operating as the lone defensive midfielder because of the light blue color, as you can see for him. And a lot of times he was dropping to the back line, but also he had the preference to be in the left center position. So here we can see that unlike what FIFA had, that Qatar is playing in a 4-2-3-1, they have here only played with one single defensive midfielder. And they had number 5 and number 23 to be the two attacking midfielders in front of that number 4. Number 11 was the left winger, at least in the beginning of the match. Number 8 was operating as a right winger. And number 15 was the lone, let's say, forward player. What is interesting for Qatar is that number 11, 8, the right and left wingers, were switching a lot of times the sides. So you can see we have also some clocks in this visualization. These are the potential stoppage moments, maybe like the water break. And you can see before and after that, they were changing their sides, maybe to confuse the defenders of Switzerland with these switches. Overall, we can argue that Qatar started the match with a 4-1-2-3 or 4-3-3 with lone defensive midfielder. That's how they ended the first half. And in the second half, they continued the same until the substitutions that they made. This is when they are 1-0 behind. They make, in the first round, 3 substitutions. As you can see with these 3 dots, we can see on this picture. The first substitution, number 13, the right back, has been taken out, and number 12 comes in as a replacement. Number 12 is operating in the midfield line. And as a result, they need to make some orientation changes in the back line. So number 2 from right center back moves to the right back. Number 16 from the left center back moves to the right center back. Number 14 stays in the left back, but number 4, who was the lone defensive midfielder, drops in the back line and plays as left center back. So Qatar has made some personal changes in the back line, just changing the horizontal alignment of some of the players. So we can argue that number 12 is coming in to play as one of the midfielders. Another substitution is number 5, who was operating as a right, let's say, central midfielder or right attacking midfielder. He has been taken out, and number 20 comes in as a replacement. And the final substitution at this moment was just taking the forward player and bringing another forward player. So this is the moment we can argue that still Qatar is in a 4-3-3 with the lone defensive midfielder. Just the player who was before number 4, the lone defensive midfielder, has been replaced with number 12. They continue with this, let's say, 4-3-3, and it comes to the next round of the substitutions where number 26 is coming in to replace number 23. As you can see, when number 26 comes in, he plays a more offensive role. And that's when number 20, who was before playing that offensive role, is playing more defensive. So still not changing the formation, but just changing the responsibility of the players who need to perform in specific positions. And interesting to see, still number 11 and 8 are changing the sides. And it comes to the final substitution, number 10 replacing number 8. He is basically continuing the right wing position. What is maybe here interesting to see is that you have a clock in the end, and in this moment you can see number 16 for Qatar, who was the defender most of the time in the back line. There is a really small red moment for him in the time series, and this is the moment he appeared on the front line, so being in the right place in the right time to score the equalizer for Qatar and have the draw for them. Let's see how Switzerland operated in this match. Looking into their time series, we can see that they start the match with a back 4. Number 6 was the right back, number 13 the left back, and 4 and 5 the right center back and left center back. Number 6 was clearly playing a offensive right back position. As you can see, he was appeared in a lot of red color, gray color, and that's unlike number 13. He was maybe operating more as a defensive fullback. Number 10, Granit Xhaka, was the lone defensive midfielder for Switzerland, and number 20 and number 8 were playing in front of him to the right and left, and 11 was the right wing, 17 the left wing, and 7 was the center forward. So for Switzerland, we can say the formation reported on FIFA was correct, 4-3-3, with basically more explanation that we need to provide that number 10 was the lone defensive midfielder. So similar to Qatar, we see the right and left wings, they make switches from time to time, probably to just make it difficult for the fullbacks of Qatar with these switches. And when it comes to the substitutions, in the first round, Switzerland makes 2 substitutions, bringing number 23 for number 20 and bringing number 9 for number 11. We can say that number 22 was more or less following and just being a fresh leg for the position of number 20, but number 9 was operating more defensive compared to number 11. So he was a right wing, but maybe we can say he was, let's say, right midfielder more or less. And then it comes to the next round of the substitutions for Switzerland, where they just take a left winger and bring another left winger. And what is maybe here interesting to see is that in the final substitution round, they are playing more defensive. They are bringing a player, number 14, who appears more in the light blue, so in the defensive midfield position compared to the number 8, and also replacing the left back with another left back. And in the end, they concede the goal and cannot win this match that everyone was expected from them. That's it for this match, and in my next post, I will talk about Brazil's match against Morocco, and thanks for your attention.